Hi, I'm Melissa Cobb. Come fly with AOPA. This week, testing out Garmin's new watch, a harrowing story of a hidden hazard, and sharing the love of flight.
AOPA keeps flying safe, accessible, and fun by protecting your freedom to fly. We are the most trusted one-stop resource for all things related to general aviation. Become an AOPA pilot today.
Were you on the fence about whether to put Garmin's new D2 Machan Pro watch on your wish list? AOPA senior content producer Ian Twombly reviews it, and he just might have some different pointers that help you make your decision.
So I use Garmin's lower end watch, and I really like it. So I was excited to try out this new flagship model they have. It goes for about $1,400. It has a number of new features. It has some additional heart monitoring, has the O2 monitoring that we're used to now. It also has a couple of cool, just sort of nifty things like flashlights. So you've got the white flashlight. They also have a red flashlight now. It's right on the top. And also the face of the watch, once you get into the menus, can turn red. So for low light conditions, night flying, it's really nice. It doesn't blind you like a lot of other watches do. And you don't need a flashlight to see it like you do a conventional watch. I really like the watch. I've enjoyed using it. It's really powerful. You get things like moving maps and direct to and all kinds of features. I will say you need to spend some time on the ground playing with it, going through it, or maybe some long cross countries kind of working through the menus, because it is a really feature-rich watch and it takes some time to learn. That said, I think if you already have the flagship model, I'm not sure it's worth upgrading. Maybe, maybe not. If you got the $1,400, you want to spend it, awesome. If you have Garmin's kind of lower end like I do, it's definitely a present idea for your spouse. If you're new to Garmin watches in general and you want the highest end, I think it's a really cool feature-rich device. I will say it is really large. So for people with larger frames, I think it fits just fine. It comes with two bands, this sort of metal band and a rubber band. I had kind of the rubber one first, and it doesn't breathe particularly well for me. So the metal, they nicely in the box, they put in a screwdriver. And so you can really easily take out the links on your own. And that's what I did. And so I've actually really enjoyed wearing it with the metal band. The watch itself is incredibly light and comfortable. So once you get the band comfortable, it's actually, I know it looks big, but it's actually quite comfortable and doesn't feel too heavy on the wrist. So I know some people justify these watches with, it's like an additional safety device, right? So it's got the moving map, and if everything else goes wrong, you still have that safety on your wrist. That's pretty cool. For me, it's like the logging of flights that it does automatically when you take off and land. The O2 sensor, I think, is super helpful and a great feature. And honestly, if you want a watch that has aviation features, obviously Garmin is the leader there. Especially if you got other Garmin products like Garmin Pilot and Garmin panels and that sort of thing, it really is a cool pilot accessory that updates, that classic pilot watch. So I would say, yeah, give it a try, or if you see one at the shows, wear it for a little while, see how it feels, because I've really enjoyed trying it the past couple of days, and like I said, I really enjoy their kind of the lower end watch. So certainly worth checking out.
All right, thanks, Ian. Well, hey, if there are other aviation-related products on your wish list, drop them in the comments below, because we're always looking for new ideas for reviews. Now, there is one item that should be on your wish list if you don't already have one, and that is a good carbon monoxide detector. The AOPA Air Safety Institute has released a new real pilot story called Hidden Hazard, and it's a pilot detailing the events that led up to an accident that he had. He actually lost consciousness from carbon monoxide poisoning.
The next thing I know is I'm waking up and I think I'm flying, and I want to tell ATC I fell asleep. So I started keying the mic and trying to raise ATC. And as I'm doing this, I'm looking forward, and I started to kind of get happy because my window was so clear. I was like, this is really nice. I kind of paused. I'm like, this looks really good. And then I remember reaching forward to touch it, kind of, and it was gone. There's some pictures after the accident, and you can see the glare shield. And there's a hand streak coming back through my condensation that was all over the panel. And that was from me reaching forward and pulling my hand back. And as I was doing that, then I noticed that there were some trees off to my left and that I was in kind of a field. And that's when I started to realize I wasn't flying anymore.
You can watch the full real pilot story on the Air Safety Institute's YouTube channel, and I highly encourage you to check it out. The pilot shares the different symptoms that he experienced and what he attributed them to, but he also shares a lot of great information that's particularly important to us as we're heading into the winter season of flying, when we're going to be running our heaters, almost all the time in our aircraft. So to watch that full video, just click on the link in the upper right of your screen. Well, Giving Tuesday is coming up, and I wanted to remind you of the AOPA Foundation You Can Fly Challenge. That challenge goes through the end of the year. Now, funds raised through that challenge go to support the AOPA Foundation high school aviation STEM curriculum that's used to help inspire high schoolers to pursue careers in aviation-related fields. It also helps to improve flight training industry-wide and improve aircraft access and affordability through flying clubs. It also helps rusty pilots get current again and back in the left seat flying. The Ray Foundation will be matching donations dollar for dollar, so if you give before the end of the year, your tax-deductible donation will be matched. Your impact will be doubled. We'll drop a link for more information in the description below, as well as a link to donate. Well, if you're wondering what else the AOPA Foundation does to support general aviation, another big aspect is our scholarship program. This week, we share with you the story of one of our scholarship winners this year.
My name is Alton Downer, and I'm a line service technician. I have applied for the scholarship for several years. Several years I applied for the scholarship, and I was thinking, should I apply again? Should I keep bothering these people? And I said, okay, I'm gonna give it one more chance, one more shot. And I did, and here I am. I've always wanted to be part of aviation. Ever since I was a child, I used to watch the planes fly over and wondering, how did they do that, And the curiosity, that mystique, like, I want to do that too. But at the same time, I didn't know anyone in aviation, only seen the pilots on television. Fast forward, like many years later, heard there was an opportunity to get a job at the airport. There was an open position, so I immediately applied just because I wanted to be part of aviation. I want to fly. It's like making a childhood dream come true, but I also want to inspire my children and inspire the next generation, showing like aviation can also be a career path. I bring to the airport, I was like, when are we gonna go up and fly? I'm like, not yet. Daddy can't fly yet. Daddy can't fly right now, but eventually, when I get my certificate, I'll be able to take you places. So they're looking forward to flying with me right now. So that's also a driver and a push I have, because since they're interested in aviation, I want to keep it that way. And then I want to show them that if I can do it, then they can do it also. As AOPA says, it's going to be a freedom to fly, because I can go somewhere that's relatively far away, but by airplane it's going to be real quick, So I'll be able to take my family places. I'll be able to get a different job in aviation, so instead of looking up at the sky, I'll be in the sky and someone else looking up at me, inspiring somebody else. So that's what I'm waiting on. When I found out I won, I was ecstatic. I started calling and texting everyone that was close to me that I finally got it, because they knew I kept applying for it. Like, I finally got it, and I was so happy. It helped me a step closer to achieving my dream of becoming a pilot. So I'm very fortunate to have received this blessing. Keep applying for the scholarship. You don't get it the first time, the second time, the third time, keep applying, and eventually you might get it, but you won't get it if you don't apply. And I just want to say thank you very much for AOPA for giving me this opportunity, and also the donors that donate for the scholarship. Thank the donors so much. Very appreciative.
Well, congratulations, Alton. And if you're watching, I'm so excited for you. I've loved chatting with you out on the ramp in front of AOPA headquarters when I've flown back there. And I just can't wait to see where this scholarship is going to take you. Well, finally this week, we asked several pilots to share what they love about flying.
In the world of general aviation, every flight tells a unique story. From the nostalgic journeys of classic planes like the Waco and J3 Cub, to the breathtaking performances of air shows and the serene adventures in tropical skies, we celebrate each story, whether it's a young pilot exploring new horizons, or a veteran rekindling memories with a plane from their past. United in our passion, we all share the freedom to fly.
The feeling associated with flying this airplane the first time is kind of totally different. It's almost like internal pride, and it's yours.
The beauty of taking off at sunrise with the door open in a Cub, I mean, there's very few things, if any, that compare to how awesome and therapeutic, and not to sound cheesy, but it's pretty spiritual. You take off and the sun's coming up and there's like a low layer of mist and it's dead calm, nobody else is around. I mean, it's really hard to beat that, and the Cub is just the perfect airplane to do that in.
You know, my quiet time I used to find on the boat, nonstop on the boat in the middle of the ocean. I would cross on a calm day and just stop and enjoy. And now I find myself jumping in the airplane, and you know, I'll go burn some avgas and just listen to some music and look at the sights. I'll fly around Lake Okeechobee or down to the Keys or to the Bahamas and back, or just explore the west side of Andros Island from the air. And for me, that is, you know, the ultimate battery charger.
I love aviation. I look at what I do. My job as an airshow performer is to be an ambassador for aviation, and I absolutely love it. A lot of people's first introduction to aviation is at an air show. And so a lot of people will come up, they don't know a lot about aviation, they don't know all the different avenues to get into it. And my job is to inspire people. And that's what I try to do at a show when I'm talking to the kids and signing autographs and giving out stickers and all that stuff. They get to come up to me and they get to share what they thought of the show or what they want to do with their career in aviation. And I just love the fact that I get the opportunity to help promote aviation.
When I'm flying, I feel free. It's the best feeling in the world, and I truly wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It's something that I'm just so passionate about, and I've been passionate about. I would always want the window seat when I was younger so I could watch the wing help lift the aircraft off the ground. And from that first flight that I took when I was 13, I just knew that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I knew that that feeling I wasn't going to get from anything else.
Other than telling the World War II story, we also want to honor the World War II veterans. So whenever we actually get to have a World War II vet come out and get to see the airplane, it's really special for us. It's personal to them, it's near and dear to their heart, and they get to go sit in it one more time and get to hear it, get to see it. Watching the expression on their faces as they walk on this thing and get to sit in their seat again. They're right there again. It's 80 years ago, you know, and they're 19 or 20 years old and like that, you know, and the stuff that comes back to them and that they say and tell us about, you got to wonder how many, you know, decades that memory sat with cobwebs on it. And this airplane was the key to unlocking that drawer, you know, or that door. We would let them do their thing and talk, and their family members are sitting next to them, and you know, they would walk out and say, I never heard that story before. And it's all because of this airplane that they were able to tell that story again and relive that experience. And unfortunately, it's kind of sad, you know, half the veterans we met this summer have passed away already in the short time that, you know, we got to do that with them. And it just makes it that much more meaningful that we have their signature in the airplane on the side of the cabin now. And we got that documented, hopefully for all time, you know. But the airplane's doing its job, and it's, you know, one last time going out and saying thank you and giving them an opportunity to see it one more time. So it's really special.
Well, I don't know about you, but I echo a lot of those comments. And hey, let us know in the comments below what you love about flying. We'd love to read all about that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Fly with AOPA. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. This week, we leave you with footage of pumpkin bombing at Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome in New York. And that footage comes to us from our talented video editor, Michelle Walker. Well, be sure to send in your favorite flying videos. You just might see them on an upcoming show. And if you're not already an AOPA pilot, we'd love for you to join us. Just click on the link at the end of this video to learn more about our trial membership. We'll see you next week.